So here we are. So obviously it's Memorial Day, so it's going to be pretty busy today at Six Flags. Originally, I was going to go to Fun Spot first because I figured that'd be a little better on Memorial Day. But just kind of the way things are working out, I don't think that's the move. I think I'm going to go to Six Flags today. I'm just trying to get on Twisted Cyclone. I really don't have any other priorities. We are in and we're not messing around. We are going right for Twisted Cyclone. So we are here in the Twisted Cyclone station, and this is what I like to see.
Twisted Cyclone is a very hard ride to rank. On one hand, it's obviously an elite ride and it's in a great RMC, but on the other, it's kind of hard to compare it to some of the bigger RMCs just because of its smaller stature. This is definitely something I'm going to have to think over, but as of right now, I have it ranked as my least favorite RMC. I will say, though, the operations on this thing were pretty good, and I can't say that about every RMC, so props to Six Flags over Georgia for keeping this thing running well.
So I went over there to do Daredevil Dive, but it had a bit of a wait, so I decided to do Georgia Scorcher. And I'm gonna be honest, that was actually not a terrible ride. I've done a lot of stand-ups, all of them have been bad. This one was actually not bad though. I really liked this one.
Out of the 5 stand-up coasters that I've ridden, Georgia Scorcher is definitely the best one. It still has a little head-banging, but it's honestly bearable, and the ride actually had some airtime, which I thought was pretty cool. Definitely make sure to give it a ride in the back row if you're able to.
I gotta say, this park reminds me a lot of King's Dominion, just the way it looks, the way it feels. I personally think King's Dominion has a slightly better lineup, but this is, still a really nice park. When I planned this trip earlier this year, I thought maybe that I'd be able to get on their new coaster. But this is the progress on it so far. This should have been open already, and it's not. So I just walked up the entrance to Superman Ultimate Flight, but it's closed right now. Oh, there it goes. So this is the line for Great American Scream Machine. I've heard very bad things about this ride, but we still got to do it. So here we go. So I just did Great American Scream Machine, and I'm gonna be honest, that was awful. That was one of the worst wooden roller coasters I've ever ridden. That felt like square wheels the whole time. That was miserable. And I'm not doing that again if I can help it. I will say though, the airtime off the drop and the first hill was pretty good. But when you have roughness like that, it's just not even gonna be enjoyable at all. Yeah, I wish they would have RMC'd this instead of Twisted Cyclone. So Goliath is repeatedly testing. Oh wait, there's people on that. Wait, what? There's people on it. Oh my gosh, I gotta go get on it. I didn't even realize there was people on that train. Goliath's been testing like for 30 minutes now, but it hasn't been open, but there was people on that train. So that's exactly where we're going right now. So I just got off Goliath and the train after us stalled on the lift hill. So I got on and had a good time. Here's another view of the stalled train on Goliath's lift hill. Yeah, you guys stuck. You guys stuck for real.
Goliath is an amazing B&M hyper. I haven't exactly decided where it's going in my rankings, but it's easily top 3 for sure. Every hill absolutely delivers, the helix is good, and there's only one set of trim brakes. I will say though, the elements don't really have much variety, and on paper the ride is kind of short, but I never got off the ride feeling that way.
It appears the line has died down on this a little bit, so we're definitely gonna give this a whirl now, because this is probably the worst line in the park. I just got off Daredevil Dive after waiting for it for about 40 minutes because it broke down. So, but I do think the ride has a couple flaws, mainly the restraints I don't like. I think the layout's kind of dumb and pointless. But besides that, I did have fun. This is Kid Flash, their new coaster, or newest coaster. It's not open today, it appears. Was looking forward to riding this today. I've never been on one like this. I'd figure I'd just chill out here a bit. Riddler Mindbender's closed, but no one's really in line, so I'm kind of just hanging out here, enjoying the shade for a bit. It's a hot one here today. So I will say that this coaster definitely looks better than the Superman at Great Adventure, just because of the way it's integrated with the layout. This was actually the original Superman clone, so this was the park it was designed for. And you can just tell it makes a whole lot more sense here than it does at Great Adventure. It's still probably the same ride, we're about to find out, but I think this ride just fits a little bit better. Unlike Great Adventure though, this one has a dual loading station like Tatsu. I don't think they're running both sides right now, but it's still a very useful thing to have.
Six Flags Over Georgia is a very well-rounded park with a great coaster lineup. I spent basically 2 full days here and I feel like I got a good feel for what the park has to offer. The park definitely has some weak spots, such as not having a traditional launch coaster even after the addition of Georgia Surfer, but I say that the collection here is better than the majority of Six Flags parks. You have a small but punchy and awesome RMC in Twisted Cyclone, one of the best B&M hypers in Goliath, and a fantastic supporting lineup. With 1 or 2 more major additions, this park could become one of the best in the Six Flags chain. But if you've made it this far in the video, thank you for watching and I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.